Cross or power up to the Days of Play PSN sale. There's over £320 worth of discounts on these games, so you can save a lot of money and find some cool games in this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this idea and you want to save more money and find some more cool games in the future. You're welcome here anytime. This sale ends on the 8th of June, so that'll be your last day to pick up these deals. Okay, let's look at the games. First up is A Keeper's Beat. It was released in 2017, so it's 5 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £3.99, which isn't bad. This is an action JRPG set in the heart of Akihabara, Tokyo, where the delusions of otaku are coming to life and threatening the very fabric of reality, and only you can take to the streets and battle the creations of imagination to rescue Akihabara and its people. But if you're not sure, there's a ton of Japanese RPGs, so take a look around. Ash of God's Redemption is our next game. It was released in 2020, so it's 2 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £3.19, which is pretty good. This is a turn-based strategy game, where the Reapers have returned and are planning to drown the world in blood to awaken the slumbering gods. You play as 3 heroes destined to face this enemy. It features an ever-changing story based on your choices and tactics, and a really cool art style with beautiful graphics. There's not a lot of turn-based strategy games around, and this looks like a really cool one I've never heard of before, with a really cool replayable story with multiple endings and choices, and all in all it just looks like a pretty decent game. So if you're missing out on a bit of turn-based strategy, you might just want to check this one out. We have a racer next, CarX Drift Racing Online. It was released in 2019, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £4.74, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a pretty good deal. This drifting simulation features over 50 cars, over 1000 body kit parts, 100 complete body kit sets, vinyl and paint customization, tandem drifting events, steering wheel support with force feedback, and 16-player online multiplayer. Which is really good because it looks like an indie game, so I wouldn't have expected it to support so much. Whoever made it's done a really good job, and I really appreciate it when games support wheels, especially force feedback and all the extra features of them as well. That's really good on them to add that in. So if you're a big fan of drifting and you want a game just for that, this looks really good, especially for the price. But if you're not a big fan of drifting or you want a more standard racer, then you should look at a different game instead. We have a huge collection next, Dishonored and Prey, the Arcane Collection. It was released in 2020, so it's 2 years old, although the games are older than that really, and it's on a 70% discount for the price of £22.49. Which is really high compared to most of the games I pick, but here's the deal. This collection includes the Dishonored Definitive Edition, with all of the DLC, Dishonored 2, and Dishonored Death of the Outsider, as well as the Prey reboot, so you're getting 3 really good AAA games, and the expansion for the second as well. So that's a lot of really good content, and I think this is worth the price, if you want all of the games that is. These games are all first-person shooters, and in the first 2 you follow the story of dethroned royalty and the struggle to reclaim a kingdom in the Dishonored series, while struggling to survive on a space station infested with aliens who constantly hunt you in the Prey reboot. The one thing all of these games have in common is that everybody loved them when they released. The reviews were great, the people that played them loved them, they've got an amazing reputation for being really good quality games. So if you always wanted to play these games, this is a good chance to pick them all up, but only if you want all of them, as Prey doesn't include all of the expansions and the extra content, so if you just wanted one of them or a couple of them, you might be better off picking them up individually. But hey, if you're a fan of these games and you never picked them up, definitely take a look at it. And if you've never played any of these games before, then I wouldn't recommend it, because it's a big collection with varied games, so if you're not definitely into all of them, it's not worth it. So in that case, subscribe and we'll find you something else at another time. We have a VR game next, Doom 3 VR Edition. It was released in 2021, so it's only a year old, and it's on a 60% discount for the price of £6.39, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really good deal, especially for a VR game from such a big franchise. This VR FPS supports aim controllers, which is awesome because the aim controller is the best way to play first-person shooters. I have one and I absolutely love it. It's criminal that not all VR FPSs support it, it really is. In any case, this edition includes both DLC expansions as well, the Resurrection of Evil and the Lost Mission, so you're getting the complete game as well, which is great. In this game, a demonic invasion has overwhelmed the Union Aerospace Corporation's Martian research facility, and as one of the few surviving Marines with an arsenal of deadly weapons, you must fight your way to hell and stop the invasion. This is basically the entire Doom 3 game completely converted to VR, which is awesome. If you're a Doom fan, this is essential for you. And if you're a VR fan and you don't have many first-person shooters, this is a full game recreated in VR. You can't ask for much more. It's a dream come true. Really is. It's well worth checking out. And on a side note, the 2016 version of Doom is also on sale for $3.99 with a 75% discount if you're interested. So why not take a look at that if you want that one instead. Our next game is Earth Defense Force 4.1 WINGDIVER the Shooter. It was released in 2018, so it's 4 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £3.79, which is pretty good. In this shoot 'em up, which is based on the legendary action series, you get to shoot your way through never-ending swarms of giant insects, and it features 6 missions with 5 difficulties, 60 weapons, 60 short training missions, and online leaderboards as well. This is from a pretty famous series where you defend Earth from giant insect invasions, so if you're a fan of that and you like shoot 'em ups, you'll probably really enjoy this game. So in that case, definitely take a look at it. And if you've never played this series before, or you've never played a shoot 'em up, then I'm not sure if I'd recommend this one. It's pretty short, and I'm not sure how much fun it would be compared to some others you can get. There's a load of shoot 'em ups available, and a lot of them are cheaper than this, and even better quality. So if you do want to try a shoot 'em up at some point, subscribe and then you won't miss them when they come on sale. LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 Deluxe Edition is our next game. It was released in 2017, so it's 5 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £10.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a pretty decent deal, as this edition includes £11.99 worth of DLC, including 10 extra characters and 6 level packs, so you do get a fair bit of extra content included. In this action platformer, you get to play as LEGO versions of your favourite Marvel heroes and villains as you battle across the time-tossed city of Chronopolis. It features a new battle mode and 4-player offline multiplayer as well, so it's a great game to play with kids or friends. The LEGO games are pretty basic action platformers, but they're also pretty fun. If you're a fan of the series and you like Marvel, you might want to pick this one up. And if you've never played a LEGO game before, then I'm not sure I'd recommend this one, because you can pick other ones up much cheaper. So unless you're a huge fan of Marvel, you might want to look at them instead, because they have a load of them, based on a ton of franchises, including Pirates of the Caribbean, Star Wars, and loads more. So take a look around, or subscribe and I'll help you find one in another sale. Mordheim City of the Damned Complete Collection is our next game. It was released in 2016, so it's 6 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £4.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really good deal, as this edition includes 6 additional DLC packs for a ton of extra content, which is great. In this turn-based strategy game, based on the Games Workshop tabletop game, you play as iconic warbands fighting over the control of Mordheim, one neighbourhood at a time. So if you're a big fan of Games Workshop or isometric turn-based strategy, then you'll really enjoy this. It's basically like XCOM, but based on Games Workshop. So if that sounds good to you, why not check it out? There's not many fantasy versions of this gameplay around, so you don't have a lot of options. Next up is my star by Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Trilogy. It was released in 2017, so it's 5 years old, but the games are much older than that really. And it's on a 75% discount for the price of £6.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal, as this includes HD remasters of the first 3 Naruto Shippuden fighting games, which means you're getting 3 AAA fighting games at a really great price. I mean, you're basically paying £2.30 a game, which is really good. If you're a fan of Naruto, you can't miss this deal, you really can't. These games follow the story from the anime, allowing you to battle your way through all of your favourite fights, unleashing powerful jutsu attacks and chase your enemies up walls and over water through the environments. If you're a big fan of Naruto, you'll absolutely love this bundle. But if you're not a fan of Naruto, then you probably don't want 3 full games of it. But hey, if that's the case, there's plenty more deals for you to check out, so take a look around. Like I said, it's my star buy. If you like fighters, this is a really good chance to pick up 3 for a really good price. Why not check it out? We have a third-person action RPG next, Vampire. It was released in 2018, so it's 4 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £8.74, which is pretty good. This game is set in 1918 London, where you play as a doctor who becomes a vampire, and now you must balance maintaining your cover as a doctor, while also dealing with your vampiric bloodlust. It features a semi-open world, RPG talent trees, and 4 unique endings as well, so there's a lot of replayability in this game, which I think will make it a lot of fun to play. This game had rave reviews when it came out, a lot of people loved it, and for good reason. It looks like a really good quality game with really good story. If you're a fan of vampires, then you'll probably really enjoy this, and should definitely check it out, especially if you like open world action games. And hey, if you've never played a game like this before, then you might want to look at this, although you can get cheaper ones elsewhere, so if you're not sure, don't worry about it. Just take a look around in the sale, or subscribe and I'll help you find another game in the future. Our next game is Warhammer Vermintide, the Ultimate Edition. It was released in 2018, so it's 4 years old, and is on a 90% discount for the price of £4.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really good deal, as this edition includes all of the DLC, including the unique Ultimate Edition cosmetics as well. So you get everything plus a little extra, which is really great. In this first-person action game, which is a 4-player co-op only game, set in the city of Ubersreich, which has been overrun by the monstrous Skaven, and now your team must work together, fighting to complete missions throughout the city. It features multiple classes, abilities, and weapons. This game is very similar to Left 4 Dead, so if you like co-op 4-player games, you'll really enjoy this, especially if you're a Warhammer fan and you've got some friends to play it with. So if that sounds like you, definitely check it out. And hey, if you've never played a game like this before, then I'm not sure I'd recommend it unless you've got friends to play it with, because it's a little old now, so I don't know how active the online will be. But it's definitely a really good game, so if you're interested, you might want to pick it up anyway. And on a side note, the sequel's Ultimate Edition is also on sale for an 80% discount with a price of £8.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen that as well, so if you're interested in the sequel instead, you might want to check that out too. And the final game I have for you is WRC8 FIA World Rally Championship Deluxe Edition. It was released in 2019, so it's 3 years old, and is on an 80% discount for the price of £11.99, which is pretty decent, as this Deluxe Edition comes with £10.50 worth of DLC, including 3 legendary cars, so you do get a nice bit of extra for your money. In this racing game you get to drive with 50 teams, in 14 rallies, with over 100 special stages, from the 2019 WRC season, and it even features a rebuilt career mode and dynamic weather effects as well. So if you're a WRC fan, you might want to take a look at this, especially if you haven't played one in a while. You'll probably have a lot of fun with it. And hey, if you've never played a WRC game before, you might want to take a look at this, especially if you're a fan of races, but you can get cheaper ones elsewhere, especially if you're willing to buy older games as well. So if you're not sure, don't worry about it, take a look around. Or subscribe, you won't miss the other ones when they come on sale as well. And that's all the games I have for the Days of Play PSN sale. What did you think of the games I picked? Did I pick good ones? Did I pick bad ones? And what about the star buy? Did it deserve it, or should some other game have got it instead? Leave all your complaints down in the comments and we can talk about it later. Don't forget to subscribe if you liked the video and want to save some more money and find some cool games in the future. You're welcome anytime. Anyway, I hope you guys found some games you're interested in, but more importantly I hope you guys saved a lot of money. I'll see you guys in the next sale. Au revoir.